The SPY ETF from State Street. You know it. It tracks the S&P 500. Fees, 0.09% per year. Seems trivial, except it's not. On $110,000, you're giving up $99 every year. A trifle? Wait until you see what's next. Now VU from Vanguard or IVV from BlackRock. Same indexed, strictly identical product, and yet 0.03% in fees, 3 times cheaper. Same result, more money in your pocket. It's as simple as that.
V from Vanguard? The biggest ETF in the world, $765 billion in assets. Colossal. Millions of investors trust it. But here's the twist. Its rival, IVV from BlackRock, delivers exactly the same performance. Same index, same result. In the end, pure personal preference. What really matters? The return. And here, the numbers speak for themselves. 15% per year on average over the long term. Your capital doubles every 5 years. 5 years. That's exactly why so many investors are abandoning active funds. Too greedy with fees. Remember that.
VTI. More than 3,000 American companies in a single ETF. From tech giants to small local businesses. One single purchase, and you own a piece of the entire American economy. One company goes bankrupt, the others absorb the shock automatically. Zero stress. And the cost? 0.03% per year. In concrete terms, 33 cents for every $1,000 invested. 33 cents. It's practically free. Over 20 or 30 years, this difference becomes enormous. Your money works for you, not to fatten up intermediaries. QQQ, the NASDAQ 100, the 100 largest American tech companies. Since 1999, 13.5% average annual return. Impressive. But be careful. This figure hides some brutal years. In 2022, QQQ plummeted by more than 30% in just a few months. Here's the major risk. 61% of your money concentrated in just 15 companies. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia dominate everything. If these giants stumble, your portfolio suffers. You need nerves of steel. Clearly not an investment for the anxious. QQQM? Exactly the same companies as QQQ. Same Apple, same Microsoft, same Nvidia. Identical weightings. Same basket, same manager. Only difference? The name and the price per share. You get the same exposure to the NASDAQ 100. Zero compromise. Strictly none. And this is where it gets interesting. QQQ, 0.20% in fees. QQQM, 0.15%. The difference seems tiny, but over 20 years with compound interest, several $1,000s more in your pocket for a strictly identical product. Money earned without lifting a finger. VUG from Vanguard, a very attractive alternative. This fund targets large American growth stocks. The key point? 0.04% in annual fees. On $10,000, you pay $4 per year. QQQ charges $20. The difference adds up fast. Now for the concrete results. Since 2004, 12.2% average annual return. For such a cheap fund, that's remarkable. Exposure to tech giants without sacrificing your gains to excessive fees. This performance rivals much more expensive funds, and that's where everything changes. VXUS, 3,800 companies across the globe. Europe, Japan, emerging markets. Everything except the United States. The principle? You no longer depend on a single country. The American economy slows down, your other positions can compensate. That's true geographic diversification. Now let's talk returns. Since 2007, about 4.3% per year. Respectable, but far from spectacular. Over the same period, the American market did significantly better. The question arises, is this diversification worth the missed gains? The answer depends on your time horizon and your
IEFA looks like VXUS at first glance. But here's the catch. This ETF completely ignores India and China, two massive economies, booming rapidly. Concretely, you're missing out on billions of potential consumers. Your international diversification becomes shaky, very shaky. On top of that, IEFA costs more than VXUS. 0.07% in annual fees seems low, but it's more than double, and you get fewer markets for that price. Over 20 years, this difference eats into your returns. No advantage justifies this extra cost. None. VTV. Many buy it for its supposed stability. But here's the thing. During the 2008 crisis, this ETF plummeted by more than 50%, as much as the overall market. Value stocks didn't protect portfolios. The promise of safety vanished at the worst possible moment. Since 2004, 9.2% average annual return. Decent, nothing more. A simple S&P 500 ETF did better over the same period. You take the same risk during crises, and you reap a slightly lower return. The trade-off isn't worth it, not at all. The final verdict. Two ETFs truly deserve elite status. First, VTI, the entire American market for 0.03% in fees. Then QQQ, or its lighter version, QQQM. Exceptional diversification, minimal costs. These two check all the boxes, all of them. On the other hand, some popular ETFs disappoint. SPY charges 5 times more than its competitors for an identical result. IEFA drags along disappointing performance. IWF combines high phase and limited diversification. Their popularity? Marketing. You deserve better than these mediocre choices. Much better.